Hello, and welcome to episode 93 of Anime Territory. I am your host this week, Benjamin Shabbing, and with me as always is my co-host, Jonny. It's only good when they're blood-related Ruha. And we have special guest Alex today.
I don't appreciate that nickname.
What? I think that was a good one.
That's not the only time it's good. That's not accurate for me.
What? I was really proud of that one this week.
That was a good one.
Today we'll be discussing Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian.
Did you introduce Alex?
Yes.
Okay. I got distracted by the
awesome nickname I gave you.
I was going to say the libel, but...
What do you mean libel?
Well, it's in print now, right? Audio recording, that counts as print, so that's libel.
Oh, okay. You want to sue me for that?
Maybe. We'll see how the episode goes.
Okay. As I said, we're discussing Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. Is there anything we want to talk about? Just go straight in.
Well, I just want to say the reason why Alex is on is because he just inexplicably said, "Hey, I'm watching this show."
Yeah.
that we were also watching.
Is there a reason he started watching the show?
No, not really.
Okay.
You're just on Crunchyroll and like, okay, this is what's currently airing.
This also doesn't have a title that it's like a paragraph long, so I could just, why not?
It's got kind of a long title.
It's
a sentence as opposed to like the whole premise for the anime in the title.
I mean, the premise is in it.
Yeah.
She hides her feelings in Russian.
I'm just comparing
There's just
that
a
to
twist to that.
The 30 billion isekais that are showing up on Crunchyroll.
Those are basically only a sentence.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to watch Isekai. It's fine. You can just say, I don't want to watch Isekai, but I wanted to watch something here. Or you could just be honest and say, it fulfills a base need.
That's your reason,
Johnny, that's you.
Yeah. Does everybody have that base need?
Not really.
No, mine's mech animes, if that's the case.
I like mech anime, but it's been a long time since I needed to watch one.
Okay. So, what are your first impressions? General impressions. I forget what we call it.
Yeah, spoiler-free impressions. I would give it, I guess, a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
It's serviceable. It does some things good. It does some things fine. All in all, it doesn't blow me out of the water, but I'm also not like, ugh, why am I still watching this? Oh, there's a boob. Okay. That's why I watch. It's not like... It's not painful to watch, but when we had 2 episodes of anime that we needed to catch up on because we couldn't watch... Alya came out on Wednesday, and Pseudo Harem came out on Thursday. Mm-hmm. I'd want to watch the Pseudo Harem episode more. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's the better show.
Yeah. So I stretch it, I'd round up to a 7. But
okay.
So that's probably what I'll put on my anime list is a 7, but it's more like a 6.5.
Okay.
There are some shows that I saw I put a 6 when I was going through my anime list, and I'm like, that show's probably better. So, I don't know.
Okay. Alex?
I'd give it a 7. I enjoyed it. It was a fun time, and I'm really excited that there's going to be a season 2.
Yep.
That is a plus.
That is a plus.
Because sometimes you're like, well... guess if I really want to know what's happening, I'll have to read a light novel. I'm not going to do that.
I'm debating on doing it, actually.
Go for it. I basically agree with you guys. I'd probably make it more of a 6. I just was not interested in it, especially later half of this season.
Yeah, that's something these animes, they can get interesting, and then like development and stuff kind of stalls. Because you're like, oh. Because I'm like, okay, I like it when there's romantic things happening. Okay. And it's fine if romantic things are happening with different girls, which is what you do in harem. Mm-hmm. Though that can get to a point where you're like, oh my god, the main 2 girls get no screen time or like the main character becomes a non-character because he's just there to be reacted to other characters. And like it doesn't have any of that, but it does sort of stall in the middle because like, well, we can't develop them too much because there's the rest of the show to do.
There's 2 seasons.
Yeah, we need to do another season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just want more of the president and the vice president, the current ones.
They're okay. They're not in it much.
No.
Like I said, I want more.
Yeah, well, she does have short hair.
She does have short hair.
That's a plus.
And he has glasses.
Yeah. He's an underappreciated glasses coon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Alex, you don't know that reference, do you?
Nope.
You know there's like infomercials where it's like, you can help for just 6 payments of $9.99 and we'll send you a picture of this animal or whatever in the mail.
Oh yeah, one of those. Okay.
Okay. A YouTuber that is way better than us at this,
Oh, yeah.
but hasn't released a video in a while.
Like 10 years.
Well, he had
Yeah,
a video
yeah.
a little bit ago, but not very often anymore. He had a video where it was like that, but it was for background, like, side characters in anime that have glasses. And he just, like, kept upping the price. So it's like, for 20 discrete payments of $129.99. Like, and it's just like, we'll send you a picture. And it's just like a printed out picture of an anime boy that's black and white that he just pulls out of a mailbox. It was fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to find the video when we're done recording this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're fans of underappreciated glasses.
Okay. I think we're just kind of go straight into plot, like spoilers.
Hold up,
'cause-
sorry. I have one more thing to say. I did technically cosplay as an underappreciated glasses coon at a con once because I just wore a piece of cardboard with that in Sharpie around my neck and wore glasses.
When did you do that?
I don't know. It was one of the probably like when I went to KatsuCon. Was that the one in the summer in Edwardsville?
Yeah.
Probably then, if I had to guess.
Okay, because I went to that one time, but I don't think you did it when I went.
Maybe it was one of the... I only went to KatsuCon once, so maybe it was one of the Anime St. Louis's that I went to.
Maybe I was there with you. I don't remember. I don't remember you doing that, though.
One day I'll go to a con. One day.
It's, they're fun, but
Whenever I feel like it.
I'm kind of like, don't have a reason to go anymore, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. I want to, like, go to different types of cons. So, like, we're going to Dragonsteel Nexus this winter, but that's like a book convention.
That's sweet.
Um,
I guess
I'm
I have
so
gone
excited
to a
for
con,
that.
but it was a board game one, so.
yeah, so I'd want to go to, like, Gen Con or something at some point and check out
To
board games.
Geekway to the West. That was a good one.
So, like, I'd want to go to different cons. I'm kind of like, okay, I've walked the floor. Walking the floor at an anime con is kind of cool, but there's only so much anime merch that's out there
Yeah.
that's, like, good.
Yeah.
And then, so you get kind of tired of that at eventually point. The art's always cool, but you don't always want to spend a bunch on art. Cosplaying is fun, but it's a lot of work to do good at it. Or you could just put a cardboard sign on that says underappreciated glasses coon. Somebody called me out for it. I remember that. They're like, yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, and then there's panels and stuff, and it's interesting to go see, like, voice actors or whatever about panels, or sometimes people try to host a comedy thing and it will actually be funny, and sometimes it's just sad. Like, if I were to host a panel, it'd probably just be sad. Yeah.
Sad, underappreciated glasses coon.
There's a guy that did, like, game shows, but the questions were anime-based. That was kind of neat. But you gotta have anime's so broad that it's just like I would not be able to. I don't pay attention to Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man and
Demon Slayer.
All the big name ones you're saying?
Yeah.
I've watched Demon Slayer up to the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I've not watched anything past that. So, like, it'd be hard.
It's more than me.
He had a Pokemon one. I could probably still do that.
Oh, yeah, that thing. I forgot what the Pokemon was about.
It was...
What was that?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but...
Okay. Anyways. Should we go into plot?
Yeah, I guess.
You got anything else to say about cons?
Let me know if there's a really cool con I should go to. Or don't. Whatever.
Okay. So, plot. I'd say the reason I don't like the second half is because it starts focusing on the student council stuff. Like the election.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a crap about that. What I liked was more of him joining the student council and then trying to figure out, or just trying to solve problems. I'd much rather have that. I just felt that was more fun.
I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I do like his sister going all, like, kind of mad genius to an extent.
Okay. I just don't like that character.
Oh, I like the sister.
I don't know.
There are times when I'm like, all right, you're doing a bit.
You're going a little too far here.
You're going a little too thirsty for your brother there.
I just don't know if she's actually being serious or not.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think it's you got to meet in the middle. I think she's sort of serious, but not to that extent. Like, I don't think she's actually that depraved, but
it's just something
she
she
definitely
does to,
like
try to get closer to her
she
brother.
Definitely
that she's no longer...
loves and respects her brother. It's just might not be. Maybe there's a little bit of romantic love in there. I don't know. I would hope not, but this is an anime, so you kind of want her to be happy no matter what. I don't know. Like, I've watched incest anime before. I've seen Orimo. All right? And she is best girl. You just want her to be happy.
Just not with her brother.
No, there's no other male characters that mean anything in that show. So you're kind of left.
Underappreciated Glasses Kun?
I think the underappreciated Glasses Kun is a girl.
I mean, there you go.
No, it's just like, okay. It's one of the problems of, like, there's a lot of girl characters in anime and not a lot of, like, guy characters. And if you get a harem, the guy character is sort of just a placeholder for, isn't it great that they're in love?
I mean, this one, he's actually a decent character.
Yeah. He's got something.
Mm-hmm.
I will give him that. He's got something. Which, this isn't a harem, so it's easier to give him more screen time and actually develop him somewhat. There are definitely better male characters out there. But yeah, this show doesn't have that big of a problem. Though his character is sort of... The problem is the character is sort of the same every time, though, too. It's like, all right, he's a competent but lazy...
guy.
Smart but dense about other people's feelings guy. Like,
this guy does have one thing that the others don't, though. He speaks Russian.
He does speak Russian. Or at least understands Russian.
He understands Russian. But nobody knows it. Including Alya.
Well, his sister knows.
Which is the whole premise of the show. We haven't discussed yet.
Yeah. So she hides her feelings in Russian. So she'll, like, flirt with him in Russian and not say what it is. And he'll know. Because he secretly knows Russian.
Oh, shoot, I lost my mouse.
Because spoilers, we're in spoilers, right? He wanted to impress Alya's older sister when they were kids.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we know that.
It's heavily implied, though.
Yeah.
It is very heavily implied. When the sister is like, wait, his name is Masachika? Okay.
He's that guy. And she says something in Russian.
We should also mention that their dad is Colonel Sanders. No, sorry, the grandpa is Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, Masachika's grandpa is Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
I forgot to write that down. So he is heir to the...
KFC
I guess former
Empire.
heir of the KFC Empire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been disowned or whatever. He went to his dad instead of his mom, which I feel bad for his mom.
Yeah, she just seems like she has a really bad life.
Yeah. I saw, like, some people are, like, don't like... It's like, the grandpa and the mom, I don't like him. It's like, there's some sympathy for the mom. She's kind of in a rough place. I feel like I was going to say something about him being Colonel Sanders, but I think it's just that he looks like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. No, what's her name? The, Ayano. The maid.
Ayano? Yeah.
That's a character I don't necessarily like. The character that's been... I don't like that archetype, I should say. I'm fine with her character, I guess, but I don't like that archetype of, hey, I'm a miner and I have basically been working as a slave my whole life. But by choice, and I like it,
And I'm going to devote my life to you.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's like that's some fucked up shit.
To the point where I'm skipping school and ruining my education to make sure you do things.
Yeah. Like, there are other shows that I like that have a character like that, and it's just like, this is child labor.
She might get paid.
It doesn't mean it's not child labor.
Oh, yeah, it is technically labor.
It's like, I've been serving her since I was 5. It's like, yeah, that's fucked up. I'm like, I get that your parents are
Not
like
your parents,
butlers
your grandparents.
Well, yeah, I'm talking more about the archetype in general. It's like
Kaguya does that better?
Kaguya does that better.
That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Masamune-kun's Revenge has a character like that.
I don't know what that means.
I swear I made you watch that show.
I've never seen it.
The guy, he's a chubby little kid, and then the girl calls him a Pigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
And then so he goes away and changes his name and gets hot, and then tries to make her fall in love with him so he can reject her. Yeah, that show.
Yeah. I know what show you're talking about now.
There's a character in there that's served them since they were children. It's like, well, that's fucked up, yo. You need to have your own life, all right? You need to, like, stop.
You need some work-life balance.
Butlering, yes.
You need more friends.
And more fiber. You need more fiber in your diet, too.
Definitely needs more fiber. Okay. So...
I mean, I'll hit out the beats here.
Okay.
He and Alya like each other. Though he's like, well, whatever. She's clearly out of my league.
Yes.
Even though she's flirting with me in Russian, she must just be teasing me, whatever.
Yeah.
Even though she confessed to me in Japanese.
Yes.
Obviously, she meant something else. She's trying to get me to join the student council. Yeah.
It's a trap.
So he basically gets tricked into joining the student council to help her out with something. And then she's like, I'm going to run for student council president. And he's like, well, I used to be student council vice president with my childhood friend. Because the sister is not revealed. Sometimes they live together. Sometimes they live separately.
She stays the night sometimes.
But they have different last names, and they hide the fact that they're siblings. Because, again, he was with his dad.
Masachikakuze, who's her main dude. And what's her name?
Yuki?
I just wrote Yuki.
Yeah, I don't remember their last
Yuki
name.
Suo.
Suo.
They are siblings, but
nobody else
divorced and they have different last names, so nobody knows.
Yep. So he's like, hey, I'll be your vice president. I'll run with you. And it's treated almost like a romantic confession, but it's just, I
will be there for you and do everything for you.
Your running mate.
Vice president, baby.
Some other girl that ran for president in middle school that is like, well, why aren't you running with Yuki? And you're also a slacker. She like challenges them to a debate.
You're cheating on Yuki by running with this other one.
Challenges them to a debate about how teachers should have to approve people who get added to the student council instead of the student council being added to anyone. Using him as an example of somebody that doesn't deserve the position. And I took that if the debate started. Ben, you can back me up on this. I took that argument and I completely destroyed it. I'm like, you realize that if teachers have to approve or anoint people to the student council, you are actually taking away power from the voters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the voters vote for the student council president and put their trust in him or her to choose
literally the argument they're using for the...
Yes, but I presented that argument right away.
He said it before, basically.
I'm just like, yeah, you realize how this is going to go, right? Like, this is a bad call. You're trying to appeal to the students saying, hey, let me take away some of your power. Let me take away the power of your vote, because fuck you, I guess, because I don't like this guy. Yeah. So I think he needs to be approved by teachers.
So the other argument that they made, and I guess opposed of that,
but he wasn't even voted for to get
is that the current president was basically the same type. He was like a slacker who just decided to run to impress the vice president, and then
And then
He turned out to be good.
Yeah.
Kanzaki is awesome.
He is barely in the show.
He needs to be in the show more because he's great.
You really like the president.
No, I just find it hilarious when they went and bought the stuffed animals and they find the lion with glasses that looks just like him.
Yeah, that's funny.
They look just like him. Okay, so that happens.
How many times can we say before we have to continue on?
Apparently only like 3 or 4 times because you did it.
All right, moving on. So,
and then
what's her face?
so they win that debate, and then they have
Sayaka.
a closing at the close of the school year before. It might be
Before summer break.
it's either before summer break.
blonde,
Well, that
right?
wouldn't be the close of the school year.
Sayaka's the blonde, right? No.
No, Sayaka's the one. Oh shit. Shitty handwriting. Nona is the best friend?
Okay, Nona's the best friend.
Yeah. In the debate, Nona uses plants to try to undermine Alya's competence while public speaking. After they get destroyed in the debate, the Sayaka runs out crying or whatever. That leaves a bitter taste in their mouth. So they're like, okay, let's start a rumor that it was because she was mad at her friend for doing the plans.
Yeah.
And that's actually her friend's suggestion there. So they kind of lost some credibility towards their pre-election campaign trail by saying well, we invalidate that win. But honestly, they were still there. I think it would still help them because again, those were good arguments.
Yeah.
But there's just feel like they don't want people to bully or think less of Sayaka there.
Yeah.
And then they can use that as a leveraging tool later.
Which I guess they use.
They do. With their permission. There's nothing underhanded going on there. But then it's just a lead up to, okay, we can make the announcement that we're running, the official announcement at the closing before summer break start.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of, okay, do we go first? Do we go second? Yada yada. They go second, and they're like, "Hey, these two people are no hard feelings. We're gonna have them join the council." And it's sort of a battle of strategy between brother and sister. We also got hints during the show that the brother was actually the more gifted of the two siblings.
He was the chosen one.
Yeah, but he has kind of squandered his talents.
Well, he left the family.
Yes. Well, he's just sort of not developed them further. And there might be some trauma related to that because his mom was like, "Why do you keep practicing the piano?
Stop playing the piano. I'm hungover."
Mom's a total wine mom.
So he's a little bit of a burnout, and Yuki is not, but has less natural talent. Is sort of the implication there.
She has to work a lot harder.
Yeah. Which is why they were a good team in middle school. But we also get hints, he says to the maid lady, he's like, "Oh no, Yuki is still my favorite person," which is okay.
I guess he would have. Guess what? Let go of his claim before middle school, or would it be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the same. It's a middle school that's attached to their high school, so it's the same school.
Okay. So I guess they were separated in quotes during middle school, but they just happened to connect with the elections.
No,
You know what I mean?
I don't think they were I think they were still in contact after the separation.
I'm just saying that he let go of his claim. I guess he left the family before middle school.
Yes.
Okay. So them running together in middle school is just them being.
Well, it's still them being siblings, but they did not run as siblings. They didn't let that fact be known.
That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, those are the basic plot points. They shocked the crowd by having Alya start her speech in Russian and then being like, "Oh, sorry about that. I got nervous. Now I've got your attention. Here's my actual speech."
And then they say at the end, "Oh yeah, we told that was the plan to speak in Russian."
Yeah.
And I'm the only one who understood it.
You'll notice a fun thing this show does is that a lot of times they'll give subtitles for the Russian, but they'll also sometimes not give you subtitles, which just means that we're going to have a flashback to that moment with subtitles and see what it means.
Oh, okay.
Or like in the case of the speech, they didn't give subtitles for that because then they said the rest of the speech and they said the speech in Japanese over. So it's like, okay, we still get the message. So if you ever hear Russian and you don't get the subtitles, just know it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
All right, so...
Are we done with the Alya discussion? You want to go into the romance discussion?
Yeah, so... Alex, you really did not, from our conversations before, you did not strike me as somebody that would watch a lot of shows like this.
It's like an occasional thing. I have a friend who watches a lot of...
Yeah, it's your friend is me. It's me.
No, actually, it was not you.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not your friend then. All right.
He's the one who got me...
You don't know him. He lives in Canada. Super cool.
Ben, it's you.
What?
His dad works at Nintendo. It's fine. His dad's a Black Ops.
No, but like I do have a friend who got me started in a lot of this stuff. Like he lent me a bunch of manga for that were quote unquote romantic comedies. Some of them.
So like I've watched a lot of romantic comedies, but how many do you think you're in the double digits, or you think you're in single digits?
It's probably single digits, honestly. But like I said, I've forgotten a lot of the anime that I watched when I was younger. So I was like 20 years ago. Okay, like 15, but whatever.
So I just, before we started here, I went through and just decided, into my anime list, decided I'm going to write down every show that I think is comparable and or better than Alya. And I specifically limited it to romance in a school setting. Now, there are 2 of these that are technically college setting and not high school setting, so that makes the dynamics a little bit different.
Yeah, they're adults.
Yeah, as much as any college student is an adult. I definitely didn't feel like an adult when I was in college.
More so than a high schooler, though.
And 2 of them, I would say romance is definitely a part of it, but not a main factor.
Okay.
And I also didn't include Steins Gate because technically both of those characters are not really... They're technically in like college, but it's not primarily a romance. It'd feel weird putting that down.
Should definitely watch it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point.
What are you doing in January?
Okay. So I'm just going to go through some of these here.
No, you think these are all better than Alya, correct? Or on par?
On par. Yeah.
Okay.
Now some of these it's been a while since I've seen,
Okay.
so don't roast me over the coals over all of them.
Okay.
So this one I think does a better job of having a character for the main boy, and that would be bottom tier character Tomazaki.
I've not seen it.
This one I would say does a better job of the comedy. It's a lot lighter, and that is Aharon is Indecipherable, and that one's just almost a silly gag one for the most part, but there's some...
Never heard of that one.
Me neither.
They did a bit with the Focus Sash Quick Attack Pokemon thing.
What?
Yeah. They didn't... it wasn't Pokemon, but it was a comparable monster collecting thing. And the guy is facing the girl. And he's like, I got this big dragon dude. Like a... Think Tyranitar or Dragonite sort of thing. And then she throws out this little, like, wimpy looking cute character. He's like, oh, I feel sorry for her. And then he goes first, brings her down to 1 HP, and she has an item that keeps him alive. And then she uses the quick attack, or she uses the move that matches the HP, and then uses the quick attack to bring him back down to 1.
What is this anime called?
Aharon is Indecipherable. She's really short.
Okay.
And she's very quiet.
I think you've shown me that scene before.
Yes.
Okay.
She's really short and very quiet, and he's like, "What?" and has to like get closer to hear her. So then they just are physically close all the time, and he is very much just blows things out of proportions. He's like, "I wonder what this means. Could it mean this?" And he just like some wild ass scenario, and then it's just like, "Oh no, it's this very normal thing."
I might have seen a couple of these when you were watching it.
Yeah, they're fun. This next one I'm talking about, I would say, is not really romance focused, but is definitely a part of it, and that would be the Monogatari series, like Bakemonogatari, Nisamonogatari.
Nothing.
You should watch Bakemonogatari, and you don't necessarily need to
any
watch
of it
anything after that. That one's just a little. I would say artsy, I guess.
Okay.
Avant-garde.
At times, yes.
Okay.
Next.
Kaguya-sama Love is War, which we've covered on this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Very
Have not
fun.
seen it.
Very good romance stuff, too. I've read all the manga, or at least I've picked up the manga after the show ends and read all of that.
It's just really funny. Really good writing.
Yeah. There's Boku Bin.
Interesting. I'm interested.
It's also called We Never Learn. This guy has to tutor these girls, and they're really good at certain subjects, but those are not the subjects they want to go into.
Okay, you've talked about that one.
I read all the... That one, every girl's is canon. They go to an ending, and then they're like, all right, now we're going to go to a different ending following a different girl.
They Wayne's World it.
And then at the very end, like at the end of the show, each character has an arc where it's like, well, this is what it would be like if they got together with this person. And then at the very end, they just have a few or like maybe just one chapter where they're just like, man, those 5 dreams we just had were weird. I wonder what's actually going to happen. Like, that was weird, right? Like, yeah, that was weird.
That's how.
But I think that was
Newhart
just
ended.
them being...
Yeah.
Meta about like, okay, like we'll just have a chapter where we say that all and none of them are canon. Who knows?
Might just speed it up a little bit. We got 20 of them.
The World God Only Knows is fun. Chihaya Furu is fun.
I still gotta watch that.
Insomniacs After School is phenomenal.
That's a good one.
That's a 9 out of 10 show.
We covered that one.
If you really like astral photography. It's like I did not expect astral photography.
That one's it's like a slow burn almost. There's not really any comedy in it. It's just more like character based.
Yeah.
And like relationship.
Insomniacs After School. Both the characters have insomnia, so they'll fall asleep in the middle of the day sometimes because of that.
So like try to start a club to like hide their
to have a private nap room. But they're like, okay, they get found out like right away.
Mm-hmm. And
the teacher just straight up asks, are you guys using this room to fuck? Like, no, we just really need a nap. So they're like, all right, well, you can keep using the room, but you have to actually be the astronomy club.
It's really good.
Pseudo Harem, which we should be covering next.
We'll cover that one next.
It just came out the same time as Alya.
It's really good.
Yeah, I won't say anything else about that one. Save that for the episode there, which we're going to try to have Dylan on for that one.
Yep.
If he can make it. He's going to have a 4th kid soon, though, so who knows. Kokoro Connect is fun, though you have to, like, go to the high seas to find the last couple episodes because they were released as OVAs, and I don't think are on official streaming sites. Golden Time is fun stuff, though that one's a college-based one.
We never finished that.
Oh, I've finished it.
I know.
You never finished it?
No, I never finished it.
Komi-san Can't Communicate is a fun show.
Okay.
She just has trouble speaking. And there's a bunch of weird characters.
Severe anxiety.
Hoyaka is a great mystery show that never like satisfies the romance. That you can definitely tell that the guy is like attracted to her. But at least in the show, I have not read the light novels, but at least in the show, it's never like reached a conclusion. Mm-hmm. But it's a great for like solving mundane mysteries. Inspector is fun. I think I may have been watched that. The girl is a spirit medium, and the guy is scared. Monsters are scared of the guy because he like ate monster flesh and is immortal or something now. And he really does not want to be boyfriends with this girl, but they are. Don't Tease Me, Nagatoro is fun. Masamune-kun's Revenge, I mentioned before. That one's fun. That one I would say is more comparable with Alya.
The anime is Don't Toy With Me.
Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Is that what it is? Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen this, but I like Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Okay.
That one...
I was like, I think it was Racer X from Speed Racer.
That one, she might be an alien? There's like hints apparently, but I didn't really get that hint. But basically, he accidentally tastes this girl's drool, and he's like, oh, it's sweet. And it's like, oh, that means you're in love with me. Also, if you don't taste my drool, you will have withdrawal. So they...
What?
Yep. She always carries scissors around with her. She's really good with scissors. It's been a while, but that's what I remember of that show. Okay, this next one is technically taking place in a music college. And then goes into past college as well. It's called Nodami Cantabile. And he's a composer and she's a pianist. He's very technically skilled and she just sort of has like a natural gift that is unrefined. Or like a sound that's just not quite, what you would typically think of as good, but is good.
That sounds interesting.
I've got Orimo on this list. I've got Orisuki on this list. How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. My Dress Up Darling, I think, is better than Alya, or at least comparable. Mm-hmm. That's a recent show. Tomo-chan as a Girl is better. What? Tomo-chan as a girl? My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu is really good, though it's not. It's less on the comedy side, even though comedy is in the name. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is phenomenal.
That's like if you want to it's like romance, but if you want to twist the sci-fi.
Yeah, just a hint of sci-fi.
Just a hint.
Just a, like oh hey, why can't people see this girl? Why am I reliving this day over and over?
Why is there two of them? That one's really good.
I got the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya on here. Have you seen that show? That's a big one.
I think I've seen some of it. I haven't seen the entirety of it.
Okay, so that's another one where I put a little star next to it because romance is not necessarily the main focus, but it's definitely there. Mm-hmm. And then I also have Toradora, which is my gateway to rom-com anime. Mm-hmm. And I still really love it.
We're doing rom-com? That's out.
Well, just not all of those were rom-coms. Okay. Insomniacs After School wasn't really a comedy. So, what did you have on your list, Ben?
Okay, most of the ones I have you said, except for a couple. I have Wotakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku. That one is more adults or romance. They're like people with jobs, but I really like that one.
I don't think I put that on the list because I was trying to limit it to school.
Yeah. So that one, they're adults, but I like that one.
What was that one again?
Love is Hard for an Otaku.
Wotakoi. Tomo-chan is a girl.
Which he did say.
What? Tomo-chan's a girl? Since when?
Insomniacs After School, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, My Dress Up Darling, Toradora. I put Your Lie in April in here.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
That's not a rom-com.
Yeah, it's romance. It's a drama.
Yeah.
That is on my list of shit to watch.
Okay. That one's really good. Maybe the first time I cried in an anime.
Not my first time, but tears definitely can come. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Pseudo Harem, and Princess Jellyfish.
Yeah, see, Princess Jellyfish, they're not a school thing.
That's
they
true.
are adults.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not very romantic. I mean, there's some in
Little
there,
bit. Mm-hmm.
but it's more comedy. So
that's what I have.
Those are all good ones. You should watch those.
I only watch the good ones.
No,
There's a couple now
What do you mean?
to watch.
You've watched some with me that you did not like.
Yeah, like Ice Guy.
God. So, part of the reason why we made this list is Shabs was looking at a list of top like romance anime, and there's a show that we watched recently called Ice Guy, the Ice Guy and his cool female colleague, where she's emotionally stunted and he has ice powers, and they work in the same place. And that show's not good, but this list had it as the 34th best
romance anime.
And it's like, no. I just went through school-based anime romances and got 27 of them that are better than that are better than Alya. And there were some that were definitely better than Ice Guy, but weren't better than Alya that I didn't put on the list. So I might be publishing my own 34 best anime romances list. All right, I'll work on it later.
Okay, but yeah, those are our suggestions for better romance. If you want more romance animes.
If we're talking like what should you watch next in romance, I would say Insomniacs After School or Bunny Girl Senpai. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I think those would be... They're not too long. Whereas like Toradora is like 26 episodes, so it gets a little long. 25, 24, something like that. These ones are just 13. Bunny Girl Senpai has a movie.
2 of them now.
Oh yeah, we haven't watched the second one.
Maybe 3? No, just 2.
There might be a third one coming.
Yeah.
But you can also just watch the first 3 episodes of Bunny Girl Senpai, and that's like a movie. Like it wraps up that arc in a great way.
Oh, such good.
And then the next 3 do another great arc. And then the next 6 are good, but I don't think they're quite as good as the first 2 arcs.
I agree. Should definitely watch the first 3 though.
And if you don't like it, then stop there because
it doesn't get better.
Well, it stays the same for a while, but peaks back again. But I'd say the movie is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
I don't know, Alex. Do you have anything else you want to say on this?
I was pretty quiet for this episode, I realized, compared to other ones I've been on.
But you have less to say, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But we like having a third person on, because then it just gives us a little bit more to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, we just watched this together. Now we have to talk about it together.
I mean, I am the one who caused the whole con
conversation?
The
conversation.
The con distraction.
Yeah. We were really distracted last episode. Suicide Squad one.
Oh yeah, we got really off topic.
Well, we just started talking about Suicide Squad and other like DC properties and shit like that.
So if you're interested in that, listen to the previous episode.
Next episode should hopefully, we never do this, but should hopefully be Pseudo Harem. We've already watched it. We just need to make sure that we can get Dylan on and sometime soon. Or we'll do it without him.
Yep.
Watch me just binge the show now.
You can, if you binge it and watch it, you can come. Pseudo Harem is good. I'll say more about it after we get off the mic, but I just want to leave the rest of it for next time.
Okay. So thanks for listening. You can follow us on X/Twitter at anime_territory. We're on YouTube under Anime Territory. We're the Cityscape, and you can follow us on basically any podcast network.
The big ones.
The big ones. Anything else?
No. You are now leaving the Anime Territory.
Goodbye.